Welcome to Inside New York.
That's a great question. Thank you.
Hi, this is Shaka Khan, and you're watching Inside New York.
And this year's Tony Awards is the biggest night on Broadway.
And I'm on Inside New York.
Welcome to Inside New York. Dr. Maya Angelou, one of the great voices of contemporary literature, invited the world community to join her and friends, national radio personality Tom Joyner, and renowned hip-hop artist and actor Common, for an evening of healing at Riverside Church. And we're proud to present her discussion and presentation in its entirety. So you better stay right there because it's all right here on Inside New York.
What about us? Can you tell me why? What about us? What about racism? What about us? What about the peace? What about us? What about friendship? What about us? What about love? What about unity? What about us? We sticking together. What about us? What about healthcare? What about us? What about love? What about us?
And now, the reason we're here. One of the most renowned and influential voices of our time, hailed as a global Renaissance woman, a celebrated poet, memorist, novelist, educator, dramatist, producer, actress, historian, filmmaker, and civil rights activist. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Maya Angelou.
When it looked like the sun wasn't gonna shine anymore, God put a rainbow in the clouds. Now, that shred from a 19th century slave song was inspired by a statement in Genesis. In Genesis, we are told that rain had persisted so unrelentingly that the people thought it would never cease. And in an attempt to put the people at ease, God put a rainbow in the sky. That's in Genesis. However, in the 19th century, some African-American lyricist and poet, probably a woman, I'm not sure, said God put the rainbow not just in the sky, but in the clouds themselves. We know that suns and moons and stars and all sorts of luminata are always in the firmament. However, clouds can so lower and lower that the viewer cannot see the light. But if the rainbow is put right into the clouds, that means at the worst of times, dreariest of times, meanest, cruelest of times, there's a possibility of seeing hope. You know, it is said that the first Africans were brought to what was to be called the United States of America in 1619. Now, I don't mean to cast aspersions on my white brothers and sisters, our nephews and nieces in the audience. But 1619 was 1 year before the Mayflower died. Oopsie. But I must say that there are people who swear there are more than 50 million black people in the Baptist church. And they're not even counting AME and CME and Presbyterians, and the 3 black atheists in the world. Here we are. At some point, the thinker must think, how have we survived? How? We don't own the great jets that bring smack and crack into the community. How have we survived? I know that courage is the most important of all the virtues, because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. You can be anything erratically, every now and again, kind, true, fair, generous. Nor should we live so long we can forget that this is the best we can be. Each one of us is the best the human being can be. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Just because I walk as if I have oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like suns and like moons, with the certainty of tides. Just like hope springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my sassiness upset you? Don't take it so hard just because I laugh as if I have gold mines digging in my own backyard. You can shoot me with your words. You can cut me with your lies. You can kill me with your hatefulness, but just like life, I'll rise. Does my sexiness offend you? Don't take it as a surprise just because I dance, as if I have diamonds at the meeting of my thighs. Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bury in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak miraculously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the hope and the dream of the slave. Ah!